Service Week. That in the air launch, you know. Any opinion pa it is civil service and no ever Ghana higher friend Nana Kwesi Ajenim Dramina or a head of civil service. Opinion what you?
Yeah, now I want to say Ajekum Dramina.
Oh, Ajekum Dramina with the facture meal and I know from Brejo.
That be a one. Oh, I'm coming across very few people in the program. So on to some friends and
the Empacho move civil service week here. Be here.
Mate.
Near Bedin come on. Now, Pacho, I didn't civil service week and most of my launchy.
Oh, okay. Nitia Makwame, that's Nitia was chief for you now.
Yeah, Joso.
Article 190 of your map on the Constitution created a public services now. Civil service in the kind. Now, CBA need to see us here, civil service, Manfo Bidian Kita. After once one about more than near I say one crime by way of award. Tibaya doing not as a German coroner and to me, Emma Sobat. Yamiadum last year, future money if you here. But I didn't hear lunch and I say we are pound to my. If you have some who yeah, and Faswa a bar last year, the future money. Basically, say a Bazaka man for say. Did you make Timu Pop bad then and say, in Kita, who been at that civil service, any private sector, when you have first one year, Juma boom, send your bay a young man, Tumpona, a fan into my pipe front. The entire year lunch. Then I watch it. If you free there, the Paco see Fiada Abbey, transit to other holidays. The different programs, activities, it be a health screening, it be a public lecture, and I awards no man penya to so baba awards ceremony. And say your chief of staff and so baba me and baba casa another. And basically, but I don't know.
Now, but your mo yawe
your ministries from Closac, Musa Ufri, Stadium or bar.
Yes.
I mean, one time ministries, close to 4 national headquarters. Bono a big conference facilities. One year one, but it's Fiada there. Fiada Baba, the Doko, Accra Conference Center. Only baby to my DNA.
I see.
But in between the programs, you go higher than like your open day. And only a better ministries area, you call Makola, you call places like that, you know, I Casa, civil service, Jumaya, now one will advice near the near Mao. That's the kind of thing. Yeah.
Great stuff. And then Pacho Uria be here, name civil service when you make a Pacho you.
Yamin Shroud, Yama, Ghana, Bianco Pons.
Yeah, that's it. Nana Kwesi Ajekum Dramina, head of Civil Service, Republic of Ghana, and I'm attending Kano.
Peace FM.
Those days, dear friend, musical break. You call musical break. Nana Bimachi.
Champion Chairman General Kwame Sifakan.
Boko there.
Chairman Nyamiadarumo or the next watch.
Yeah, the Nyamiasi. Atiki.
Your Excellency, the Chairman General.
If you do Excellency.
Oh, yes. So, we are global ambassador. Chairman, to me, Olympic torchbearer, dear. Let us say you are a diplomat.
But I am not the only Ghanaian. Remember that.
Chairman. You are the only torchbearer.
I am not the only Ghanaian.
Oh, yeah.
I think Bakodia.
Chairman.
Election 2020, we can smell it. 81 days away.
Here already.
EC at the filing fee betu German when the day abba.
Yeah.
I know you are a lover of the EC and sometimes also a critic of the EC.
Yeah.
Really, filing fee is a big deal.
Mr. Chairman,
yeah.
I mean, chow na mcheti for nyinabiem. Na me are paying now better now hanum so my channel or
Get Fun.
He's doing a great job. Chairman, if you knew the state of Get Fun and San or Bayern, me they be an new kumini say so contractors ko ye juma be huana they threaten to demonstrate because you ntio musika and say anyong bibia they give meaning to that threat no by demonstrating. But for some time now we've had our peace, and as Nyoma Ekosu. But as an economist, Chairman, idea Ekumini say leadership is not just the bearing of titles. It's about being innovative in managing problems. And to the extent, say, Chairman,
yeah,
they knew say the revenue flow and the income flow into the coffers of Get Fund and their hygiene, even though a statutory payment are buying a sutia, but you would have government do diversions because government is dealing with a very limited amount of revenue. Now, so there are competing demands. And sometimes statutory payments are buying to me, even though they are obligatory to pay. And yet discretionary payments, statutory, but sometimes not are buying because of pressure. To me, I find a way around it, and it delays disbursements to some of these state institutions. But some innovative thinking went into it, and they have securitized omurisis, or shall I say they've collateralized omurisis in order to get a lot of money on despitemedia ejuma. We who say ejuma yado so na bisan say sika no wahe, because we are used to the narrative say get from phone niska. But I am all for innovative thinking. I am all for nyama ebema ye penyufo anya ye can say some fiscal space to be able to do the kinds of expenditure somewhere. And we expect say they will keep up the good works, and that the cooperation between money contractors so would get deeper and all of that. Having said so, Chairman, democracy way, and let nobody misunderstand me. Nyamike is in the context. In the sense that it is not cheap to practice this form of government. Try all kinds of governments. And you who say, look, this is the best amongst the lot. We've tried with dictatorship, totalitarianism, authoritarianism, even fascism. At some point, people experimented with it. And who say, amongst the lot, we're the best. But also, it comes with some cost.
Great cost.
Great cost, I would say. Nti MOB enyanadwin say the idea and the notion say people must be given the chance to participate in decision making, and people should not also confuse trying to keep the wheels of democracy running with an attempt to monetize democracy. They are two separate issues. Na near electoral commission for media me who say it is almost per se the management of election easy, like every election management body be a because chairman say see enyefu MOB the qualification, the criteria for qualification and the criteria for contesting as a presidential candidate in our constitution, chairman easy. You must be a Ghanaian of 40 years and of sound mind. These are the three criteria SO satisfy. Until obia, if we say because you satisfy sa criteria, you ultimately be contested. Until you obia sika. Chairman, do you have an idea what would have happened? Anka yen na yeti we obi do 40% because people Ghana do, in fact Ghana for dream and omo woni studio the study huno Ghana ni bia woni study huno officer Ghana nke ni si anke beboa, and you would have had all kinds of people coming to say presidents, and it would have been unwieldy for the electoral commission to manage. It would have been intractable. And there ought to be some minimum limitations.
Minimum limitations and we need to
Chairman, how else would you expect them to do? Because Mrana say you must be a Ghanaian, you must be 40 years, and you must be of sound mind, whatever that means. What is here? Until the minimum limitations are on despitemedia to me my dream sika, and it serves two purposes. To show say wow opese utwe sa Ghana say when ya brise opese obuman and obua ebu Ghana man. So it helps to sift the serious ones from the non-serious ones.
But how can money be the determinant?
No,
because Oka said to sift the serious from the non-serious.
If you are serious,
one shepe now you're selling to the highest bidder.
No, that I've heard the argument. That I think is a very weak argument. Chairman, we are serious candidate. How many politicians fund their campaigns from their pockets?
That I don't know.
Exactly, not so many. Nientia, easy for politicians to raise and mobilize resources at your campaigns. Ni say electorates no who say we are serious and vision a we are two enim no vision a omo wagide wom. They themselves will help you raise resources to execute your campaign. But chairman, so was the said them cry now when the electorates feel say we are serious it becomes difficult for you to have their support. Until elections and yes sikasem, but just to show say adia we adia say we ni abre and that who is you adun hunu bia opese odi bua Ghana man. Chairman, if somebody is not serious about this enterprise, you see 100,000 on back. But chairman, miti we na miniska and I'm committed to a process that will eventually get me elected as a president. I will declare and I will make sure say menyan krofo mo abuami. So this talk about we are monetizing democracy. For me, I think it's a weak argument because they are not in principle against Sikano. Almost quantum no problem.
That is
the point, and I find that logic contradictory. On the one hand, we are monetizing democracy because ye Jessica. On the other hand, Sikandi any problem, but baby I one on a problem. 10,000 I charge in 2012. No. Chairman, ne ye Sika baby maybe mu. So if the argument is said, my Fasika and determine who is serious and who should participate, no, then you might as well say, yes, you can free all together.
But Matisse say, in fact, it's been confirmed, so you more than 25%.
That's why I spoke about commitment and seriousness. And you say, electoral commission, hey, you see, can you be bill? Omu jisikana to her. So to me, a certain percentage. No more do you see kanama.
Okay.
Me as when I was the general secretary, chairman, I wrote letters to electoral commission and I got refunds because some of our parliamentary candidates, because they got over 12.5%.
Parliamentary they 12.5.
Yes.
And our presidential near 25.
Until me koji can be by.
Okay.
What is here? Until you say omu just can the IBB and mati ebimo eka say budget of electoral commission has been fully approved. Until Sikano Muji there. And yes, Omudi here BBU. And I remember very well. It was now one of the deputy chairpersons, Mr. Tete. He was then in charge of electoral services. He worked on my check. In fact, on the PNC's check. And I'm here. Until Emma Ebimun Jean said, the electoral commission is an attempt to isolate and to deprive people from participating in this process.
And it's so the amount there.
Yes.
How about almost some can cost to about 500,000?
Oh, you see, it is about acting within reasonability.
Good.
Okoka 500,000.
Good.
500,000. Come on. Now design a campaign. No? Because 400,000 for a presidential candidate. Obet media ABB. And reason is. Ebi mo how me also runs. Only money trims and your way. Yeah.
Oh nyagme. Ain't no say the to 500.
Yeah.
Or him say we there. Let's forget it. So that omo 19 team form no.
Yeah.
Omo no meet me. I need one part of the argument.
Yes.
The other part says say we have to be reasonable.
Yes. But you see, I don't think say 100,000 is unreasonable.
Officer, okay.
Yes, Chairman, within our parties, send a charge presidential aspirants.
MPP was 100,000. NDC came from 420 to 300. Chairman. CPP, according to Kabila and Ra, was 100, but later on about 80.
Yeah, na last election, I think it was around 30,000. This year the arrangement was at Enco 50,000, but because of COVID, anyone some time Ekutia and Omati Sikano so I'm about 30,000 BM. Now, Chairman, if within your party would you have 30,000, 100,000, and all of that, now at the electoral commission level, we see 100,000 also. Not just a one kazano sebi. Either as a political entity, I don't want to say someone is serious. And now, Sabi, you have other ideas other than wanting to become the president. Because when you have preserved, near me pese ye tuma mi number president on Chairman, 100,000 should not be a difficulty, not for you as a person.
But for the organization.
Chairman appears in Timmy 100,000 to 5 for your candidate. Na campaign be anything. Me what you say? Not just a campaign into me yet.
And as someone you 25% is kind of ashy.
Chairman, you see the participation of sometimes third parties in this process is not necessarily to win,
but
to sell certain policies. Send a beya. So when we nimpo
adventure
no nyobe we nibet media ejuma. But if you don't have a flag bearer, it becomes difficult to advocate those policies.
Na PNC when a flag bearer.
Chairman, you can electoral commission secretary.
The book flag bearer na.
Me general, but nyame aduma on the 26th you be home. Me, I have my preferred candidate.
That's next week Saturday.
Nyame adum. Yes, I have my preferred candidate. I think amongst the lot. Former MP for Boga Central, Honorable David Apasera.
Apasera.
Oh yes, he's the best amongst the lost in my view. Among the lost.
Who are the others?
Chairman, it's not in my place to advertise the rest.
Oh, not advertise. You are just informing information.
Us. Oh, Chairman, well, who the year Apasera na ne ko here?
David Apasera. David Apasera is Atik's candidate.
Yes.
Okay, we'll find.
Oh, Jai, sadia opeso boy na me peso boy.
Why?
Chairman, yeah.
Na you do so you be this uncle. You be this uncle. You do so you be this uncle.
No. But Chairman be say
me go na me go.
Me wako. Me wako say what can main issue. I think let me
Dimbi will have in person because dinner a bimutimi chisa dino no my friend wa onia jimialute me send me artwork be say is this the guy and I'm saying massa me name
when is so bony they were sending me reading
and no na make me name say obesende me so obesende and media sikano chairman and shada nyehu sa and it is not in any way an attempt to monetize our democracy even though me name the deputy chairperson in charge of operations explanation meaning on the way he explained it said
the real value of money.
Yes, the quantity value of money quantity value of money, the real time value of money na omodi sasikano eko honum meaning because you create the impression say electoral commission jisikano dia ABB until you should have the value of 50,000 in 2020.
Yeah,
which ordinarily could be 100,000. But and yes, it is just a mechanism to help you sift through. Because Chairman, I was privileged in 2012, somewhere in November, to attend a security conference in Mali.
Okay.
It was about the security architecture within ECOWAS. Chairman, and elections came up as one of the major sources of conflict within the sub-region.
Yeah.
And Nipana na when they were presenting the typologies of conflicts in the sub-region, elections, like I said, came up. Or presenting Yesi or Mali. Now Mali, is it a democracy and is it free for all? They had 56 candidates. And the ballot paper was a booklet. 56. Chairman, elections, who we are. How do you count him? It can take you weeks because as someone flip it through to see the Nipano Kotuma Nipana or that last you have to take your time and flip all the way to the end. Chairman, adi we there Obibeka say we are banana and we are mobi because it is difficult to ensure the credibility of such a process
when you make it a free for all.
Yes. Anti democracy way limits. We say people have the right to vote and be voted for. That's the foundation of democracy.
Yeah.
Chairman Bagana, even though we have to fight against the capping of the age at 40. But even though democracy, HSS, how to me voted there, I said to me to abandon somehow. But I can't go and say I'm to become a president because me and 40 year. So even in democracy, there are limitations. And the same way, even though Ghana is democracy, yes, you would 18 out to me to Abba, but one can register. You can't go and vote. And there are limitations even in the exercise of our rights under a democracy. And this is some now Mukazo Sikabe look Omunjaika.
Yeah, Jaika, this week here, Yedi Sankomo in Amri 2 just said Michael Bloomberg donated $100 million of his personal money to support Joe Biden in Florida.
Yes.
Nana Hessioji throws it back at me right now because of President Mibisa. I'll say earlier this week, you yourself said Bloomberg had donated $100 million to support Biden in Florida.
Because
Can we conclude? Can we conclude it's also money crashing the American electoral system? Nana Hesi Ojiri. And then this one says, Kwame, if you sleep and live in a kiosk, you have no business contesting for President. Kwame Atta in Medina. And Kabila does a quick correction. I'll say CPP flag bearer was 100,000 cedis.
Wow.
It was chairmanship that got reduced, not the flag bearer.
So it stayed at 100,000.
But more, that was for individual members. Once the candidate is elected, he or she becomes a collective party responsibility.
Absolutely.
If individuals can pay 100,000 within to show their capacity to run for office, why should it be too much for a whole party?
Absolutely.
James Squabna Bonfem, aka Kabila. And then this one says, in response to Atik's argument, what about a candidate securing the signatures of a minimum number of nominators made up of tax-paying citizens or persons of good public standing? It will even be on constituency original basis, and that way, district basis, that way they can make some money. That is George from Lashibi, Ode, and also Ebai. This one says, ask Atik. How do we promote multi-party democracy? How do we nurture an alternative government when it's all money and the thriving parties can't meet these requirements? The reason why the MPP and NDC are okay is because they are guaranteed money back as always. Kofi Akwa, CPP National Youth Organizer.
Which of the third parties are complaining? Parties are in fact so far,
I think PNC has complained.
Who in PNC?
I'll look for the name. CPP has complained, I know for a fact.
No, sir, CPP are complaining. Who in PNC? They are not aware.
CPP has complained. Nana Ajantom, General Secretary, complained.
But that's hypocritical.
APC
100,000.
APC
as an individual. APC, no, I had APC. Almost they don't have an issue with the president, with the presidential amount, but parliamentary no problem. Yeah, maintain no crowd, almost more problem. But presidential, no. LPGC they don't have a problem with the amount. APCC only problem with
the NDC has complained.
But Chairman, you should know now.
Oh, are they?
Oh, come on.
The NDC has complained.
Abba.
The NDC has complained.
If NDC is complaining, come on, it cannot be anything shy of hypocrisy.
Why would you say
Chairman, because I mean NDC as an entity is saying so raise. So what is the issue?
Their issue is that
if you can afford and yet no boy yet in beam. Chairman, you see, Nina complaining about prices. So, see, can idea or on threat to show. And if you can afford, it is no longer and no boy yet in beam. Near Omuba complains and no boy in young Crawford Muntimintia. But you see, Chairman, so far we have about parties are alive and dead, but that are still on the Electoral Commission's documents, 27 and 29. Chairman, out of this number, Nyoma contest elections, Omumburu 7. Now, you still have them on Utias here. Sanity, but these are the loudest on this issue. Nyoma contest elections, that no. In fact, look, Chairman, my infancy, but media, I don't think it's an issue. Parliamentary, no. That is where if you want more representation, as a as even third parties, and that's been my advocacy for some time now. Say, share how we can expand our representation in Parliament. We can improve our fortunes in presidential elections, but what to me, and where we have advantage to win. Seats, but presidents need will sell policies that might benefit the country in the long run. But Parliament need and we have the capacity to go back again. Because the multi-party democracy is not just about having many people contesting to become president. But say decision making a yenso yebetimi enye biaka ama ide ayejuma. And where else can you find people contributing ideas better than parliament? But say you lose sight of this important factor that can give meaning and effect to the idea of participatory democracy now. Then be say, oh, prices, I can't say cost of filing for presidency, was slow and so on. Meanwhile, baby, I say, there are some parties, chairman, in my candid view, and so some contested presidential elections. No. Oh yes,
this is a party, baby.
But
because it can be say PNC Kahwana.
Chairman, me see parties be my dream for this year's election. We should not, and they should not contest the presidential elections. Kakra ombenyano, concentrating on the parliamentary aspirants now, and our candidates no officer can win.
Yeah.
Chairman, what? Let me for PNC for example. I mean, what else would be more exciting for the entity PNC? Say baby elections now with 5 seats. Chairman, no party can form a government without the blessing of the PNC.
Yep, you become a kingmaker.
Absolutely. Now, so paying for, I don't know, minimum presidential elections. No,
Nana will support your passerai.
No, Chairman, but baby, every day amongst a lot. If I don't, in 2012 we had an experience. I'm trying very hard to avoid the recurrence. That's the reason why I'm supporting the best among.
Is that what you mean?
Absolutely. Exactly.
I think we're going to later. Yes. On a light note, Chairman General, something must kill a man. If it's not manifesto promises, it is filing fees. Or election 2020. Sajiwa Edward Ejri, AK Captain inside Takrade. If every opposition party should complain, it shouldn't be the NDC. Look, how much money did they spend on Kumasi demonstrations alone against the new voters register? Master Planner Junior Kentampo Walanyo in Akwetia says, how much was the filing fee for the NDC as a party during their presidential primaries? Okay, Nana Kwesi Mesha in Kumasi, I've skipped your message for now. I may come to it later. I don't think it should be difficult for any serious political party to raise 100,000 CDs. As for the NDC, they'd complain, even if the Electoral Commission said it was for free. Leo from Mayera inside Amasamang. It's simple, Chairman General. Those who think they can't pay the 100,000 should just boycott the election. Safu Kantanka Okanshin. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I mean. Wait a minute. Which individuals or political parties are complaining of the 100,000 filing fees? If you want to be president and cannot raise 100,000 CDs, you have no business being on the ballot, said Obama in Pokwasi. The contradiction of Atik. He wants us to grow our representation. Those who are trying to represent says the cost is high. And he says they are hypocrites. So how does the representation grow when it supports elimination by rough tactics?
Chairman, in 2016, you had 10,000. They've maintained the same figure. Elimination, no way.
I support the Electoral Commission's announcement that presidential candidates and parliamentary candidates on the fees. The party should go and pay and stop complaining. Ebenezer, Accra Station in Takrade. Patrick from Tamale. Thank you, Patrick. Says Chairman General, TVET Ambassador, continue to receive glory. Amen. Ask Atik to tell us his choice for the upcoming presidential election. Fawaz, he has mentioned, he says David Apasera in his party. And then we'll leave it like that. Why do PNC and CPP members still think about the presidential slot? Are they taking inspiration from Arsenal supporters? Kwesi Reynolds in Agona Dobin. The Arsenal people will kill you. Trust me. The problem with monetizing our democracy is that if we don't take care, bad guys like drug dealers, gang lords, and pedophiles will invest in our democracy and they'll have influence. Citizen Ralph Boom Katamanso.
Chairman, can I just make a quick point?
Please do.
Sir, issue, I think is an exaggeration.
Adding.
Chairman, Michael Bloomberg voted $600 million to prosecute the primaries.
Yeah. He lost.
That's the thing. So it is not about democracy is not for the highest bidder. Chairman, are you as well? This may sound mischievous, but it's the truth. In 2016, between President Nanado and President Mahama, who had more resources?
President Mahama.
Absolutely. And it is not about who has more money and betimi win elections. We've seen people in Crawford disika bebre about elections mo I report all. So when you say because of these you can say measures is an attempt to get people almost to come and buy a democracy. Some guy I thought that it's not true, and evidence shows sadino enye no kre. What do you seek about? It's about the will of the people, and you can't buy the will of the people.
Nana Freddy Oforiata says the NDC's complaint is more to do with the politics against the EC. It cannot truly be because of the amount. Honestly, in which democracy do you find the cost of nomination a topic in every general election apart from Ghana? This culture of money concerns for everything in Ghana is disturbing. We worry about the cost of things and not the value. Reminds me of President Kokrokoo, who said, we know the value, the cost of everything and the value of nothing. Kabila says, is NDC really complaining? Maybe they have additional burdens. Okay.
That's a fair one, though.
And this one says, Sheh, you be the chairman general. Ekua Donko says the 100,000 is chicken cash. Not a bad idea. How would you pay a whopping 400,000 cedis for an internal flag bearership race without complaining, but turn around to complain about 100,000 to become the president? Justice Abeku Newton of Faye. Nanabi.
Chairman.
Now, what's the PNC, how far?
No. The chairman not all cano. Say a minia bo apasare no. Na say na no me call wa uni okuma obi shoso.
Obi. Ekosi saying.
Chairman, no baby na me wo de.
No nipa before me kono na abrante bi nso wo so. Tina me ti no. Etime me do na say ono so flag bearer enti obuza na me so far no say ono I think there are about 2 or 3 others and ono ya wingo bit yes a wingo bit yes I know what is na Jimmy Edison the article in fact ono ocho full name no po or say tell Atik it to be something a wingo bit Asaki. I don't know Porto. Aye. It dems on so count. Also count be.
Now I don't know be on our support now.
Oh, Chamara baby. Say me ka say me dem call program no so na. Say really say me nuanom PNC for na. Eja omanya omasem. And former general secretary say o support Apasare.
Oh yes, 100%.
David Apasera.
Apasera.
No MP Boga Central. He was an MP 2 times, remember?
Yeah, 2 times.
The most mobile chairmanship ne. Chairman so a call no pose another no be contest.
Another former MP and one time deputy minister of health. Honorable Moses Daniba.
Oh, Daniba.
And he's also my candidate too for the chairmanship. Solid man by all standards.
Oh no, Daniba is
and
Moses Daniba.
PNC needs leadership, like a change in leadership at this point in time.
Are you saying you have a leadership crisis?
We've had for some time now. Yes, that I would say. Yeah. And way more omubi. These two, Nyamiyo Madum, the PNC for Edumomwa. The PNC would take a turn for the better.
Moses Daniba, David Apasera.
Moses Daniba,
Moses Daniba. It was.
I know.
Yes. Sisala.
In fact, I remember how I made a shameful mistake long ago.
Okay.
When I heard his name, I thought he was an Akan.
Wow, okay, yeah. Nidino is
so
very
I
true.
actually thought your friend Moses Dan, which has been shortened to Danny. Or some guys say Moses Danny Ba.
Yeah.
To say Ba Akan.
Yes.
So yeah,
it's true.
I check. I'm saying interview them because
it's true.
No, this was 2004.
Yeah, it's very likely. Yeah.
I don't say. I'll say I'd like to speak English, and I'll say okay English with an accent.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say I'm saying okay. I'll say but so MP.
Yes, Sisala is Tumu.
Anyway, so that's my Moses Daniba story.
Solid man. The chairman, you both be doing on video. So the next is a nipa no.
David Apasera, Moses Daniba, according to Atik Mohammed.
Tell me we say PNC for well in Bibia Omoye Bia na Chama say asama dia to Jan de mebono tiawa na yedeni aka na kwakogu your second round.
The second round in you to bonito nyanko. Exactly 18 minutes.
And the so my kakra.
To the coin.
Nti mebonito se na be chama no kwasem ne say ope efie akunya kakra kra na dia in fact ofie kra no
yeah
obi kan na asem se wan hwa ope akunya kra di ofie kra o ya campaign even at the assembly unit committee no chairman no ya campaign chairman unit committee there are people who called me say memwa omo ombe kwa kushia boys ombe pe kakra mo manom also mo den san kakra gu from ebu ho mo organize football gala nom ombe hia logistics etuba boa binom the chairman say chairman nya go ni the president o I say yeah say you know as a student politics been here kwa student politics go on and then you tua filing via obekwa ko tua no kwa student chairman student politics obi SRC president edi any munketin kwa chairman you have to pay some filing fee eti mete where your president assembly kan o na sana bi mo pese omode ekoi enti say a whole political party and as a uyobi also the person called independent candidate you cannot marshal resources chairman ebi mo ade inchiremu bi ato asem we so say ade ye ton presidency na no inchiremu o ho ne say o pe bibi say ye dia you need to be resourceful and your resourcefulness ne say wo kutasika o ana wo ye odefo wo ye sikani o enu ne say enipa kra wo mu gidie say dibre na wo pe no
yeah
esombo entino ye de bibi say ba be support Sana na mo kan in fact it was part of the point that now because because when you go to US obi or Jinipan leadership di it will vote some $100 million say or they supporting the campaign Chama eno ne ene ma ni bre hu say ampa say ni pagye woni so ade hu ni tum I say bia woni na mo fichire kakra bia ne na no say the president assembly e kan o chairman constitution na there I go near the chairman say say ye bolding president of the republic commander in chief of Ghana Armed Forces
and yet title kit
and yes simple sir na adofo ne empanifo o mu jiwudie nso mu na yentua o filing fee ma anasa wanso kwa no o se wanso timi kuta ho bibi kakra a o kwa ya ade a o se eso chama ko tisanye o kwa ye oba ho ade na wo koye ne ya kire amamre ne ma bi afabra o se na ade oba no mo ton na mamia na what are you talking about chairman woni mre ya kofie se wo kwa koye oba ho ade ya ma o list kakra bi we ni we say anyway na o kope entuma kakra bra na pe bible kakra wo beto ring nso aka ho na wo wi a bia wo de nsa kakra bi wo de aka ho aba o say na ade mo ton oba na mamia na only serious go home there's the same thing because enye obana ba be fa na ofifie bi mu na akwa pija no eti eye ade akwa ye ahyensode se oba ba be fa no oye obi a osombo ma ye de hye ti wonso ko no hwe no so yie e kire se ampa wonso ko no betimi ahwe no so na no na zo de papa hwe akwa woni hwe baranda bi na da so wodi dan wodam okwa ne abobo a o sa de oba no mo ton na mamia na esu na bia na ngofufu su ebi ho no ma chairman no de akwakwa eden chem su crocodile tears sa na be kano because NDC eside na NDC timisu mo bakra no mo ka 400,000 and na epinu mo kikasetia including the founder of the NDC kwa kasetia na later on say na mo de about 300,000 it is the NDC for su a chairman no de utun say nya atwonsu boapayo su omo de yemfanto ho the other smaller parties in the say bia wo so anya appetite for presidency akona ko peska bra betua
me ni appetite na me ni say
chairman ya appetite ya chairman so nya appetite na chairman ya na betua ska no chairman wa so wa appetite now so de wonu wani so ade hunu na opese oko president na ye bolding president of the republic near his excellency sasoso na we are commander in chief of Ghana Armed Forces
and yet try to keep it
na ko brana ma nkofo mu judie no be 100,000 mra na ebe ye o say ye don chema me me kasa.
Monetization of our democracy, is it what it is or what? Me sure say Sankoma will continue someday, sometime as we go. Chairman General, if somebody wants to run for president and can pay 100,000 cedis as filing fees, he has no business running for the position. Kabila said yesterday he paid 40,000 cedis to run for general secretary in his party. Alaska in Ufurikrum says regards to Nanabi. Okay, and then Rainbow in Kaswa, becoming president is not a joke. 100,000 is small. The EC should raise it again. Why must the 100,000 cedis become a problem for someone who wants to become a president? Kwame Safo, MPP Niboy Town. Anyway, I can't be just 10 minutes. I take brain for a few minutes. Now I'm going to be for 15 minutes.
I mean, just 1 minute on Electoral Commission exhibition on the 18th. 18th to 25th. Chairman, because of COVID-19, media, my advocacy is let's take advantage of technology. 1422 omodi code biaba it here for NTN years with the text MZ star 144 1422 hash and no bet me at now fear office care mu baby will be and check whether would deem will register no and yes star biao just 1422 so you text your ID number to 14 ID number never short way or card no son. Yes. It say 1231 or the 1231. Now I text yama 1422. Absolutely. That's it. And you get the information in a beba. They will get back to you now. No, 18th never chance. It starts tomorrow. Yeah, 18th. Yeah, 18th is there which start Ghana for media. Yenina ye boy home nti ebe hia say I mean it doesn't cost much and do one cedi 50 pesos I mean yes sure say it do but you'll be safe and you'll be safer that way and na obenya information nyina the within the way I actually no sa na ewo register no so and all of that obenya nyina nti for 1422 text sa number na ewo card no so no ekoma sa number so nim texting kra oba wonua wafase a onim phone mu or text ma sa number na obehu information nyina. Chairman on Andra, I was excited when I heard you refer to Nyekozu as the wars of manifestos.
The war of manifestos.
Yes, yeah. The manifesto was actually. Let me say elections way. Chairman, ebimudi elections way campaigns no ebimudi they are called different level. Promises are urban. I'm like nti ye the Ghana more about 10 years grab it me na uzi we. Chairman, they are promising more expenditure and they are promising less revenue. Ni me no me tutu ho a ensisi so mame. Say we are going to spend, we are going to do this. Bebre na ye spend expenditure. Uko another side ye titi we so taxes we ye be ye free we ye be tisu ye be ye se anti se kana o pesa o di ye nwema na o si ubeye no uko fa no wahin. Then it led me to a conclusion. Say enye se ne ye ebi mo e ka so mbeye no no pesa o mo ye nemom o mo petumi no at all cost. And the thing say mendacity can be a tool just ntro enen dada ye betimi dia ye adwuma ne ye say petumi ni dia ye nka ntrom ne ompese omutie na omo de tumi ni maya say anye kura say de ye nye tumi no because you can't promise free primary health care even when we introduced an health insurance scheme ye tuya premium but even with no management be a problem enya bibia na ye covered na even oye promise first time say insurance ya ewo hoi eboa now so ebe magana for etua na at once ombetua na one time omuntua biem enu kura wo be hu say even premium a ye tua no enu anka sika na Ghana for betua di aboa one time now wo ka se omuntua no moantimi anye abe wo se owuba dia wo a crasi primary health care and ebi mo fi say a crasi for nko a crasi nko ana your primary health it's not restricted to only a crasi exactly. And if you couldn't manage with people even paying premium one time, says also you pay premium no every ho now, so you are going to make primary health care universally free. Me dream wa the conclusion I come to is say a vote in Tina Wokan because Ghana 4% mutiesa into my mom. Chairman, you make a promise, say you are going to sanitize the financial sector, and already sanitized sector. We see you are coming to sanitize. Adia ya sanitize it, I mean nim ne opese o ye biem. And to also suggest say, oh, mudi amoba licenses are ye revoke ye because of mismanagement, and now because omu ye nyoma etia mrano. Mumuba mudi sa license no ebesa mom. Me dream one mintias here. You endanger. In fact, you're endangered by your negligence and your the word incompetent is now overflowed. But you know your non-performance. You endangered the deposits of banks, customers, any financial institutions, or customers. And now Obiaba Abeka said, look, we are heading towards a problem. And Debia Mika said, because we had not gotten into a full-blown credit crunch, oh, near Abaya no or Jaya Crank and Wankasa ebe correcting who. You were waiting for us to get into a credit crunch for you to realize that the sector was collapsed and I was headed up the creek. Media, you see, people can afford to say, oh, yeah, but we sanitize the sector because it's already been sanitized. And if the sanitization had not happened, no. Until they can afford to say, but Ghana for we need to sift between and among promises. Which ones are feasible? Which ones are actionable? Na ye announcing chain. Na ne eyebos remukane votes GNT na omo Canada. Na ye hu eno so. Article mamenasi. Me fa salvage cars in we. There are issues in the door so. But me fa salvage cars e dey aye example we. Chema want to grow our automobile industry so that it becomes an auto hub in the sub-region. Ghana, we are seeking to make Ghana an automobile hub in the sub-region. As you see, Nigeria for Cote d'Ivoire for Mali for Timibe Tokas for Ghana. Ediko. Yeah, we understand the benefits of international trade. Ombe tokwa sika ebe foreign exchange ebe nyan sanwema no. Enu ndanchen. Ka accidents bebre bia yenya wo ye kwan so yi. Akwan no so no. Bebre na ye because of rickety cars. Yen de ebi musi o. Yen pair new cars. Ye be make sure say microphone no mo accident cars urban ye be sa mo di sa cars no eba. The effect I'm told is taking the ban on salvage cars no. The effect is in November. Yeah. And teacher say 1 month after sa de no omuba scrapping na aviatimi the accident cars abagana ha. And my argument ni say artisans omuton nyama wo abosio kan magazine sena be ya omedwuma no be koso akosoa. But Chairman, they don't understand that spare parts any salvage cars for a munkwan any spare parts. If you go to spare parts munkwan, not even salvage cars. So your spare parts or abosio kind doesn't need salvage cars to be able to sell the parts. And your oye John magazine no, they are not saying they are outlawing lemons and second-handed cars. Accident cars na yesi yempe because e kungana mine. I mean Ghana for a woo because of Sadino. Mumuzi o mubadie because it sounds populist, it is cheap. And it sounds pleasant to say nipa on tinyo mabiase. I think mamenasi na minti elections will be promises no. Mesro mara. E womuze mo petumi at all cost. Desperation can get you to say all kinds of things. But no cry e wo ne say e amunsusum em promising ye yentimi nya no. Na enu na ye wie na ye ditumi ne mo a. Chairman na akoye achibidi no. Na na bi yempon.
Chairman, yes, Chairman, ja ubriniti no. Chairman, ye manifesto obia lanchine de na chairman ade ba ko a me ye youth leader ehun hia me pa eye nyuma. Okay. Jobs near both parties ni na ka me party I'm representing Mabunu and NDC so enya bre enya kwan abe manage party pen Ghana pen. And chairman that 19 de bia na ye kan yensema yentimi nyi omampani dada Mr. Mahama Mfrimuno. Chairman Adintia, why vice president for 3.5 years. No be a president. The unexpired term for may he so rest in peace. From yes. Owie ye no, and no be a president. To be a president, you busa who say a brand no president no. Then no ye fire nyuma ho. And another danko kufadu so we then why afa no chairman. And now me no ka say you create in nyuma 2,055,010 jobs. Breakdown in our 2,055,010 jobs. Public sector no 778,706. Private sector 267,939. Anna abayin so buy no yede ya yanso initiatives ni programs buy programs no so ayelde jobs the government job creation programs 1,08,365. Chairman tino oye wia na wo de atoto NDC for de so omo se omo ba omo be create 1 million jobs every year bia no 250,000. No abusa who said the track record job creation day. Chairman Miensha say free the Ghana the GS Ghana standard Ghana living standard survey. Yes. Okay. Now we are round 5 for the Maya. Chairman so we share unemployment rate and na 14%. And the total no about 11%. Now here specifically me youth leader ntino we youth there na youth there na 11.9% under NDCO. Now here in year breswa 8.3%. Eti enyuma nkwa na chama ne biem ebra na osa wo ho no wo ka kire say economy ne enye na yawe yesika manaka dompe wo sai ka say ni policy credibility je say amammo mu hyehyeye ni sika semwan monyam de ene modemon ye nya de ena ade ko IMF wo de ko IMF na fe na enyuma kra no yentimi kreti bi ya yemfa nyuma chama nya no nko a yesa ye hwe han ma dumso sa bedi yenya se wo hwe eye researcher is for the buy Legon at the buy na ye lose firms over 300 firms sika na hwere ye over 1 billion enipa na hwere omunyuma kaka 100,000 under you as a leader etiene so se bu nkompo be ka kire say oba odi nyuma beba ebra na workers esu na mekai sabra dumso aba chairman mekai 1st May 2015 omanpeni that say smart businesses are not laying off workers eti wa na say wono because of dumso chairman me say me ba na me hwe mo drums na esi akire be a car park yi mukuta ankre be ensom na diesel gum na mo generator yi mo plant yi tuto enanyame adaroma esane mani ni hobiem eti chairman say sa openi sa ba no be ka kire say ebra me di dumso ba e krampo no I did not even support a single job. Rather no asema me kan ni say if you want to enjoy stable power prepare to pay more. Rather than me catch out and say workers me a lot of strikes in my first 2 years until they say I me develop dead goat syndrome until ni abeka bia no emfa me ho eti chairman ye hwe credibility and so every promise you make bosha bia obesha bia no we are going to weigh it against your performance and your credibility ye the better to omodemo anyone kasa ensama wo ka no emu enumonyam bai eniso bai na wudi so chairman ene I can say omanpeni that say obetua 50% emabunu fees tertiary amomo chairman me war school Professor Jenana Opokwajman the latest brave vice chancellor say ene yentua fees yentua utility bills some students biem. So even common utility bills you could not even foot it for student common went me to my and you know a brand new pay just about 80 million 90 million etua nursing training allowance you see a second mean support it you pay teacher training allowance you see a second mean support it and they so we get the total number of even public schools chairman public universities now many youth leadership they don't even know the number of tertiary students in Ghana. They just made the promise. I asked him, and to own him the number now, and I own him the average cost, chairman, and who's own him. Chairman, I don't want to be What can in SCNA and a tertiary teacher training at tertiary next night? What can it means you're talking about 700 million Ghana cedis. Nanado Danko Kufado release 750 million Ghana cedis at the support small businesses. Former President Mahama say you do not develop a nation in freebies. And Nuntino Nanado Danko Kufado are from a Brayama critical need. Chama and Obia enjoy electricity. Industries is 50% cut off. Obia enjoy free water. Sansa yema critical need. Intervention kwa ya deba COVID brain chairman 35. M1 kwa Nanado Danko Kufado. Na memu wo deba 35. Chairman Busa ho say atorenchem you komu under former President Mahama. Dumso out of incompetence. Dumso out of mismanagement. Busa ho say there no ya or this saw in numum nothing.
Upon Kokrokoo.
Nothing.
Nanabi me da say ne article so me da say na mo amuti titru na madam say Madam Mabel Gani and now with already 75 years. Madam Mabel Gani is the mother of Professor Ransford Jampo. Ma onkwaso nyamin shira bebre ma mfie bebre enka hom. It's also your birthday. Gifty Ama Lawson, photojournalist with the Daily Guide, and this is from Samotea Danum of the Graphic Communications Group as well.
10 seconds.
Also 10 seconds counting now.
It's your name. Yes, say Ghana mabunu. Nanado Danko Kufado. Yen so di mu wabuaye enye opania ye ka so ma enuma o se onye magician eno ma enuma ene ode enuma bebreye. 10
seconds out. Happy birthday Dr. Alfred Patrick Adakwe. Enjoy your birthday from Andy Imbia Baden, Kofi Teria and the St. John Methodist Junior Youth Choir.
My ladies, I just want to say this to y'all. Love is not love unless you're committed to one another.
Remember this. Love is faithful. Love is kind.
And love is so
Tremi Wooding. Name Fantonium Dede. Maro Benedicta. Cecilia. Emiliana Monica. Oya Mefa. Inti di Machi. Maya Kofie. Cecilio, Emilio, Penezo Mami Masha Okawago, Abba, Benedicta, Cecilia, Eric Amponsa Boatin, the tax expert. I see you out there. Abena Starbucks in the UK, we see you live. And Professor Ransford Jampo, good morning, happy birthday to your dear mother. And to Christy Ajo of PKF. Enjoy your day, Christy Ajo of PKF. Have a lovely day. And once again, happy birthday to Paul Asari and son, NPP parliamentary candidate for Sujaman.
nothing that stopped me from loving you.
From loving you.
But the only thing in this world that stopped me from loving you is when you cheat, when you betray me, you break my heart.
Nice to know you're listening, Frema. Tonight's news broadcast is at 12. Make way for Kofi Kumbelson. May your day be blessed. Remember to keep your dreams and hopes alive is all you've got. And remember, my prayer for you is always in the book of Numbers in the Bible. Numbers 6:24-26. Where it says very simply, the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Christ has when you stop to say a prayer, say one for me too. God bless. Good morning.